Garrett from Northside Stump Grinding. I'm going to run through a tooth and pocket replacement for you today. The unfortunate thing is we're on site here doing a job. It's a little bit of rain, and we've found an underground object. It's a big piece of concrete actually that's under the ground in the garden, and we've done a couple of teeth and busted a pocket bolt. So we're going to whip them off, put some new ones on, and continue grinding this job. So I'll just walk you through a couple of things with replacing the Greenteeth and the Greenteeth pockets. So a lot of other systems use a similar mounting, so you can use these tips and tidbits for other tooth styles as well. Let's get stuck into it. So first thing we want to do is take the busted teeth out. You can clearly see that we've hit it quite hard. It's actually blowing the tungsten clean off that tooth. I think we're about done with these teeth anyway, so we'll replace a lot. The nuts are up for replacement anyway, they're all worn. Now, those ones aren't too bad. Alright, well we'll only be replacing the 4 pockets. We'll do all the teeth. We'll do it right. I like to get the most out of everything, just to, you know, keep costs down a little bit. These aren't cheap. But if you replace the pockets on one side of the wheel, you must replace the pockets on the other side, otherwise you get a massive imbalance. And here's the old broken pocket bolt. And another mangled up tooth. That one hung on really well. Still got some tungsten there, but not much of it. You can see how this tooth has taken a big hit. It sheared the forward bolt and allowed it to rotate. Sorry, no, it hasn't. It's sheared the rearward bolt. So this bolt on the other side is sheared, which takes a fair bit of force. Must have been going a bit hard. Alright. And then we can get stuck into the removals. So these pockets using hex bolts, obviously. Clean them all out to make sure you get a good engagement with the hex tool. We're not going to do all the pockets, so we'll just do the opposing ones. These ones aren't too worn, which is a bit of a bummer. All right. Put our pin in that locks the wheel from turning. And commence to undoing these guys. which is easy on this particular one because there's only one bolt that needs to be undone. Keep that in there for the time being to stop that turning. Use it as a dowel, so to speak. Oof, no, she don't want to come out yet. Switch over to the ratchet. There she goes. It was nearly there. So here you can see the bolt is sheared. The thread's taken a hiding inside the wheel. It's clean sheared that off there. Big impact. Unfortunate. But that stumped running. Right, I'll bring this opposing one around, do the same thing. This time we'll have to undo both bolts though, as we haven't broken this one. Get the X tool in there nicely, so it's a good engagement. Rightio, get this pin out, put it in the back side of those pockets because this other side lifts to undo. Get in there. Make sure it's engaging well. I like to crack them both before trying to wind one straight out, and that way it lessens the stress on the bolt inside the wheel. It's not being held one way or the other against the wheel. Which means that one bolt could be fighting you the whole way out. Now this one's going to do exactly that. Oh, you bugger. No, it doesn't work all the time. Yeah, wow, that one's picking up pretty hard. That one might give us a little bit of a problem. I'll get these out of the way and I'll get a bit of spray on it, see if that can't help. It could be in the head, most likely in the thread. So a bit of a squirt everywhere. No need to be shy about it. At least one of the bolts is behaving. Oh, would you look at that. It's absolutely picked up on the thread. It destroyed the thread in the pocket. This is exactly why you want to try and get the most out of these things before just changing them for to keep everything in spec. Sometimes it doesn't go to plan and you end up wrecking a good item. Alright, so 2 sets of pockets, 2 sets of bolts. Anti-seize. Always clean the side of your wheel before you put new pockets on. If you can feel any burrs around the bolt holes or anything, especially after a big impact like that, just touch them up with a file or a brick or something. Because the bolt only squeezes the parts together. It's the parts holding on to each other with that clamping force of the bolt that actually holds them there. Alrighty. Well, not too bad. I think there's a slight burr on one of them on the other side. Using anything is better than using nothing. So we're going to use anything. Okay, there's a little bit more there than it felt like there was. Might have to do with something. Might have something to do with me wearing gloves, perhaps. Right. Now we can start the reassembly process. Everything's a bit dirty today. The small showers we've been having, it's been creating dust, dry dirt dust, and it's sticking to the water on top of everything. It's not ideal, but not much you can do about it. Alright, bit of copper coat or never sees, or whatever your favourite brand is. Don't forget to put some around the back of the head. Don't be shy with it. By the same token, don't just waste it either. Missed. Now we'll just get these guys in and touching. And get the other side in and touching. And we'll get the big bar on it. Tip in there. There we go. Let's just run a skew and bound. Do them all up evenly. Alright. Let's Do the same thing for the others, for the opposite side. This stuff is a bit messy, but well worth it. You don't know. Now, so as you can see, these bolts are just ever so slightly too long. That's probably what caused the issue with the other side. The old one's binding up. You see that wears off in use when it grinds through the ground. Ends up all burred over. And you can't wind it out. And there is a proper torque setting for these, but just do them up tight. If you're not bending the bar or lifting the little machine, it's probably not tight enough. Get another bite on that one. To the opposite ones. Right, that's that part of the job done. 8 new teeth. Just fluffing around, getting matching collets. I've got a few different sets there. A lot of people use nylock nuts on their teeth. I much prefer cone locks. It's a metal mechanical locking nut as opposed to a nylon insert. They're far better friction and they're actually a shorter nut. So if you've ever got a tooth that's got a slightly shorter bolt on it, see how that's only just engaging? The nylock would be up here by the end of the nut and hardly hanging on. And I don't like that. At whatever speed these wheels spin at, if you lose a tooth at those speeds, yeah, she's going to the moon. Or through whatever's in front of it. Slightly different tooth. Fresh from the dentist. Right now, we'll just buzz around there and nip them all up. Oops. Throw the spanner away. This is my special tooth spanner. It's just a little breaker bar with a swivel head. I welded the nut to it and sort of had to grind it back so it would pivot properly. So I never use the nut off it. I can use it as a hammer to bash out the teeth when they get stuck in the hole, and then the socket doesn't come flying off it. And when I'm turning the teeth, I've ground this little 90-degree on here so I can scrape the dirt off the back of the tooth and get a nice neat mating surface. It's all nice and clean and easy to put together. Little things like that just make it easier to maintain stuff in the field. That's all of them. Just sound them. You'll hear when one's loose. Alright, yeah, since we've got the camera rolling and we've just done a tooth and pocket change, might as well come for the ride and see what we're going to grind with. Old eucalyptus stump there, it's pretty hard and dry, but it looks like a little mango behind it. Put it on in front of it, so we'll just give them a grind.